to Enlightened World Network. Dr. Ruth Anderson here for a meditation a day. Today, our very special guest meditator is Keira Lani. She is providing a meditation called the Cosmic Womb of Creation, and I am so looking forward to this. Thank you, Keira, for being here.
Hmm, Thank you so much for having me. And I honestly had no idea this morning what I was possibly going to bring a meditation about. And then this rushed through me, and it feels really important at this time when so much of the world is in chaos, and so many of our leaders are more focused on dividing us than finding the ways to bring us together, that we really return to our original nature of being. Every one of us came from a mother, regardless what that relationship was, or if we even have a relationship with our birth mother. Every one of us as humans grew inside of a womb. And so for me, it really resonates, the cosmology, the idea that our entire existence were birthed in the cosmic womb of creation, the womb of the goddess, even beyond the earth. And it's interesting to me that the Bible talks about God separating the waters below from the waters above, which to me confirms this idea that before there was God, there was the cosmic womb of creation filled with the waters of life. All life as we know it is birthed in water, whether it's mammalian or otherwise. And so I really invite a remembrance of our connection through water as we begin this meditation. And we're going to start by breathing into the water within your being, as you find your comfortable seat and close down your eyes. Welcome the breath as if the divine mother goddess were breathing into you. All you need to do is open and receive the breath. Follow the breath with your consciousness into the womb space that you hold at the center of your being, whether you have a physical womb or not. Visualize a center of creation at the center of your being that is nourished by the water molecules moving through your body and nourished by the breath that is breathing into you. Feel that with each breath, this womb space within you is expanding as your awareness channels more water and more life force energy carried on the breath into this divine center of creation that you hold within you. Feel that it is expanding, energetically expanding to encompass your form, so that now you are inside of your own womb of creation. Feel as if you are floating here in a sea of embodied womb centered beings. All of us connecting as if our energetic umbilical cords are questing for a unified consciousness at the center of the greater womb that our individuated womb consciousness are a part of. Feel your awareness expanding until your cosmic womb of creation is no longer your own individuated womb, but has expanded to encompass all humanity. Allow it to expand even more to encompass all life on earth. Feel it expanding again to encompass the entire perceived universe in all of its infinite glory and mystery. Feel that you are blending with and connecting with the ancient origin of your being, the origin of creation, the divine mother of us all. Allow yourself to just receive this in whatever way she presents herself to you. Feeling the true nature of creation, blending the divine feminine and masculine energies, feeling how our perceived duality when we return to origin of being is neither feminine nor masculine and simultaneously both. Feel all of our beautiful, unique differences blending at this time into what unifies us, what makes us the same in the consciousness field. The beautiful waters of creation. And as you feel yourself simultaneously an individuated being and a manifestation of the whole, as Rumi said, you are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop. Feel yourself plugging into this divine cosmic womb of creation, where the seed of the divine masculine took root in the vessel of the divine feminine and grew and birthed something magnificent and unfathomable, of which you are both a small part and an expression of the whole. Feel yourself fully plugging into this truth and receiving energy from it, as if you are reconnecting your divine umbilical cord and filling up your personal cosmic womb of creation with this pure energy of life, of existence. Receive it, noticing what it feels like, what it looks like. Receiving any wisdom or messages that are here for you in this fully plugged in state? How can you harvest this wisdom into your human existence, your day-to-day life here on Earth? Take a few deeper breaths, welcoming in more wisdom, more truth, more pure energy of creation. Hold the breath for a moment, feeling it absorb into your system, your water, your personal bubble of creation. And as you exhale, feel yourself settling more fully into your unique piece, what you are here to bring in this unique form that you inhabit in this life. We'll do a few more breaths like this, feeling that you are gathering the energy of the earth and the energy of the cosmos and unifying them at the center of your being through the simple and profound technology of the breath. Receive, integrate, focus. You are a mirror. You are a powerful lens which you can choose whether you turn it around to look out like a telescope or turn it around to look in like a microscope. Polish your lens with this breath that you may see more clearly, that you may see your true power and the way that you can make a real impact through your life. One more breath, deeper than ever before, and we'll hold it a little bit longer this time. Swallow as you hold your breath and relax the body, relaxing onto the breath. And when you have relaxed every last part of you, softly and slowly release the breath and feel your body integrating the nutrients. Feel your consciousness coming back into your individual bubble. Feel your ability to harvest nutrients from the umbilicus and also to seal it off into your bubble. So we're going to do that now, drawing back the cord that we've opened so broadly that you can be in sovereignty in your own personal bubble and not taking in randomly the consciousness of the collective. Feel yourself strengthening as you seal in what you have received and create a sanctuary within. And then slowly, with the next few breaths, return to movement in the physical body, wiggling the fingers and toes, rolling shoulders or neck, perhaps stretching the jaw and opening the eyes to come back into the room. And I'd love to hear how that was.
Thank you, Keira. Thank you. I think I have a question more than a share.
Sure.
Have you ever felt like you were not just creating here in the 3D, but also having an impact in creating in the ethereal realm?
Wow, that's a really good question. And I do feel that um, I just learned something new not too long ago. I haven't um, yet listened to the podcast, and I don't remember what it was called. So this is totally hearsay information received in personally in conversation. Um, but it had a really great impact on me, and I feel called to share it based on your question. People with nonverbal autistic children have discovered that they can learn to read and write. And the children, the nonverbal children who have learned to read and write, have shared how they are in an in between place
Mm,
and
mm,
they connect. Sometimes they have already known each other before the parents discover each other because they're connecting in this place where I took us today in their own version. Um, and I asked my friend who was sharing this, I said, how often do you think that when we're receiving spiritual guidance, we're actually talking to an autistic child? And it just totally like shifted my whole um, idea of how thin the veils are, how easy it is to be in two places at once. Like
mm,
I always felt like it was this vast difference of being actually working in the multidimensional reality versus kind of just thinking you are. And so I don't know, this is a really interesting conversation to me that I'm feeling is very relevant and timely. And yes, I do believe we are making a difference. I do believe that there is something beyond this existence and um, we aren't just here in the physical. And I feel like it was very interesting to me in that meditation because, as I said, I didn't really know where I was going today. It just came in, connect to this cosmic womb. This is something real that we need to be connected to. And I could feel myself going into this place that actually felt really comfortable. And I realized I've had meditations before where I had very visceral memory of being at the time of my conception,
mm,
seeing my parents, and so it's and I was just having a conversation, two different conversations today actually about timelines and really contemplating what does it really mean to have a timeline shift or to jump timelines
mm,
and what does that actually mean to us in our human experience and to your question of are we making a difference in these ethereal realms that we know in our knowing exist. We know we can connect and play in them in some ways. I have often used the term the subtle senses, the subtle realms, and or multidimensionality, and it's a very interesting question to ponder what effect am I having? I would say the question to me isn't, do I think I am having an effect? as much as what does that look like? And, you know, we all cultivate different levels of believing in just our own subtle senses around that. When I was in the meditation that um, I just channeled because I feel like I was guided as much as you were, I felt like it was very real for me. I could feel my cosmic bubble of creation connecting in, and I could feel all of you around me. And to me, it just felt really real. And so, to me, the question might really be, how much can we cultivate trust and faith and belief that our experiences are real? They seem so real. And then we come back into our day to day life and we're like, well, but was it really real? Was it really real? Like the way it is when I have to go get more shampoo and conditioner because there isn't any more in the bottle. I mean, I don't know. Can I just can I prove to myself that I can just tap into something and be that plugged in and it actually makes a difference? And so I think we might look for proof rather than really trusting what we know here sometimes. I don't know. That's just kind of what's coming through for me around it in my own contemplation and dance with these things.
It's so interesting. And friends, I mean, just what you're seeing is how Kira and I talk to each other. So this is the conversations we have once we turn off the screen. I think it's interesting. And I think there is so much of a thinning, what people call a thinning of the veil, that I think, at least I know for me, like I'm starting to get more, almost, I'm going to call it like breakthrough visions. Like, some people would call it a past life. People would call it concurrent lives, that they didn't happen back then, but they're all just kind of happening at once. And so it just seems like there is more and more information being gleaned, perhaps from the ethereal realm, from the light bodies, from the angelic realm, from sometimes the galactic realm. I mean, but there seems like the information's getting through faster these days. So I think maybe the question I asked is really just to start opening up deeper conversations here on EWN so folks can kind of get used to the fact that we're having these deeper conversations.
Mm.
I don't know.
I love that. And, you know, since you talked about the thinning of the veils, I guess I'd like to add one more piece into that conversation, which is how much do our loved ones on the other side of life still work with us here in this realm? Is the other side of that query that um, has been really alive for me. And I had a very interesting experience in a practice just earlier today, with my father, who left when I was 5 years old. And so I went through so many layers of healing around that relationship. And I really never had that belief system when I was young that I could connect with people on the other side of life. And so more recently, I've been exploring what that relationship looks like
Mm.
with my father. And there's often a contemplation around how much is this my papa who left so long ago, and how much is this just the part of him that lives within me because he is a part of me, and does it really matter? at the end of the day,
Right.
right?
Right.
Yeah, so it's very interesting, and the same with my son and my sister, and the fact that each one of them represents differently on the other side of life. And my um my aunt has been less present, and she really strongly believed in reincarnation. And my mom really has this feeling that she reincarnated quickly as a result. and
Sure.
and so it's an interesting contemplation, like, and how many alternate realities are there. That's one of the conversations that was coming in today earlier, is when we have a near death experience or a near miss, um, is there also an alternate reality where that was the last day of that
Mhm.
life? And
Mhm.
or and how many alternate realities are there from all the different times when it feels like we had a completely different life than the one that we're leading now. I don't know how many of those experiences you have had, or anyone out there, but I feel like that's another very interesting piece of this conversation as we explore what does it really mean to live in a multidimensional reality. And that all of these could take us down. I almost feel like it's like a whole new show of like really
Yeah.
diving into these concepts.
That's what it feels like to me too, Kara. And I was just remembering in meditation, I don't know, last week sometime, what they told me was as you're doing the meditations here, now start thinking about doing them for the 3D as well as for the ethereal realm. So as you're doing it for one realm, it's going to the other realm as well. So I don't know, things are shifting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a very interesting piece that you just added in, Ruth. I'm letting that one land. Thank you. That's
Yeah.
really, really cool.
Yeah. All right, friends, Kira and I are going to say goodbye. We'll finish our conversation off screen. But Kira, thank you so much for being here today. And friends, thank you for being here at Enlightened World Network. We're growing and shifting, and we just are as a planet and individually. So we'll see where this all goes. But thank you for being here. Take good care.